Can everyone hear me now? Give me an exclamation point if you can. Wow. I'm not hearing the music, so that's worrying me. Something ain't right. Let's try a different piece of music. Something ain't right because it ain't working either. I don't know why I'm not hearing my music. This is bothersome. Can you hear the music? I can't. Oh, there it is. So welcome to Center of Light. Tonight is Center of Light Reboot. I guess it's purposeful that I had to reboot 3 times. My apologies to the people on YouTube. So Center of Light Reboot. I'm going to tell you what it's all about, as they say in Canada. Are you ready, player 1?
Access granted.
Access is granted. It went away. My screen is jumping around. It still keeps jumping a bit, but okay. I'm looking at the playback on Facebook and everything seems to be fine. Everyone exit your phone or whatever you got to do and come back. Everything seems okay on my end. All right. A couple adjustments. Wow. What a trip. So tonight is Ready Player 1. Reboot. Dream Workstation. Rena says it's good. Hello, Rena. Hello, Kim Gary. Hello, Tina. Everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Share this everywhere. Just share it. Just a couple of clicks. Just click, 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 click. Just do that thing. I had to stop all my broadcasting, so I like people. I love people hanging out with me. I'm a selfish son of a bitch in that way. So tonight is Center of Light Reboot, the Dream Workstation. What is a Dream Workstation? You can create it. It looks something like this. Make it your own. This is mine. I like futuristic. I like sci-fi. Hello, Angel. Renate. So Dream Workstation, my best-selling book on your right, left. I'm not sure, everything's backwards. It's now available on Amazon, Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Dream Workstation. This has been my dream workstation for 30 plus years. Bestseller, Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. The link is in this forum. If you read it, fantastic, thank you. You can also go now, follow the same link, which was posted earlier. Let me post another one. And give me a review. Let me post that there, and there it is. Fantastic. At least something's cooperating. So tonight we have the opportunity, at least I do, to move greater into the consciousness of the dreamscape realm. What is that? Some say the dream world is a parallel to Earth where we go to refine ourselves. So basically, this parallel of Earth is void, it's blank, it's just a realm. And people show up to work out their situations, to download, to upgrade, to execute. Sometimes we have to reboot. Center of Light Reboot. Last night, I'm in Dreamland. Just hanging out like we all do. And 3 times, I had to avoid dogs that want to eat me alive. Why dogs? I have a fear of dogs. Big dogs. Dogs that just want, you don't know their temperament. It just boogers me somehow. But in the dream experience, I've learned over many years of practice that I need to practice in this realm where my corporeal self, because we all still, or maybe not all of us, many of us still identify with body, self. So I don't want to get mauled by dogs, do you? But I realize in this level of consciousness This has nothing to do with my physical self. And I can let whatever happen, and I will return to the earth and wake up just fine in the morning. After 3 times of saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, I said, do whatever you want. Because I'm going to wake up on the bed tomorrow morning and be just fine. And just fine I was when I woke up in the bed this morning. Ready? Player 1. Dream Workstation. You're going to create it yourself. Do this every night before you go to sleep. Just create it once and return there. Be there. Allow yourself not to go to sleep. Don't try to force yourself to sleep because you want to stay awake, really. Sadhguru says, if you can learn to enter the dream world from your, quote, waking state, fluidly, you will have no problem dying. Chew on that stick of dynamite. If you can fall into the dream world fluidly from the waking state and do this as a practice to where you can do this every night, then you're conscious and lucid. Then you can go wherever you want. Because when you pass away, if you do it gracefully, when you practice this waking state to dreamland fluently, when you pass away in this reality, then you will be able to consciously navigate to all the different worlds that we all want to do. That's what spiritual liberation is to be a cosmic citizen, a sovereign divine child of the light. Hello, Elaine. Everyone, again, please share this. Looking at a few things, I had some major tech issues. Wow. So, ready, player 1. Are you ready, player 1? Put your quarters in the machine.
Access granted.
Here we go. Center of light reboots yourself into consciousness. The dream workshop. Workstation. Tonight's the workshop, but I want you to create your workstation. Kim Gary, you're funny. All right, so let's move forward. And as a special bonus, I am going to play a video by Shunyamurti. The man is illumined. He's illumined. You will see the soft glow as one of these candles sit within him and push very softly, very powerfully, by being himself, because he's operating in the, quote, dream world, which truly is the world, if you are conscious, awakened. That's coming up. He simply wows my heart open. I'm hoping it'll do the same for you. So welcome to Center of Light. Here we go. Some say the dream world is simply an earth parallel reality that allows us to work things out, play things out, to refine who we are. A friend of mine, a beautiful brother of mine who comes to Center of Light often, his name is Joe Sugar. He sent me an inbox message saying, he asked me, Keith, can you hear the quiet? And I said, loud and clear. This is the overview, the summary, the theme of what tonight's presentation is going to be about. Last night, I had, as I said a bit earlier, 3 dogs that happened 3 times want to maul me, and I woke up all 3 times. The 4th time, 4 always represents power. 4 is a numerical symbol for power. I said, you can't affect me. Do what you gotta do. And as soon as it started to happen, it simply dissipated, went away. I shifted to another reality. I've had a dream experience many years ago. We all heard the saying, if you're in a dream experience and you fall off a cliff, if you hit the bottom, you will die. That is not true. I allowed myself one night going off over a cliff, and then you keep me awake, keep me conscious, and I let the impact happen. In fact, the impact of what I thought was something horrible awakened me in the impact. It had an impact on me. And I simply woke up into a higher experience. I didn't clamp down on the fear. Many years ago, I had an experience in dreamscape, in dreamland. In 8 hours of sleep, that I had a life. At first it was a dream. I was living a life. I have a wife, 2.5 kids, and a 9-to-5 grind. And I lived it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I woke up every day, went to work, drove my car down the interstate, did my task, punched out, drove back home, ate supper with the family at the table, watched a couple of TV flicks, made love to the wife, went to bed, and I did this for 2 weeks. After which, I felt that pull. The pull when we come out of sleep, from a night of being asleep, that pull coming back to reality, I felt that tug. Oh my God, that was a dream. This must be my real world. I lived there with a wife, 2.5 kids, with a different job. My name was different for 2 weeks. And then I felt that pull, bringing you back to a state of awareness. And I actually woke up in my bedroom. So I dreamed a dream within a dream. Within 8 hours. I lived four weeks with 2 life partners, many different children, 2 different jobs in 8 hours. How is that possible? Because everything is possible. With God, everything is possible. So I want to bring to you tonight, I'm going to do a song break. I got to do a song break. It's always about a cliffhanger. But I love the music that I bring forth. Lavender Soul, my spiritual band, which I am now selling. I used to sell these CDs for $20 a piece. I'm selling all 3 of them for $20. We have thousands, and we're just moving them, just getting, not rid of them, moving them into other hearts. I also have a reading coming up shortly for my new bestseller, Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Are you ready, player one? You have access to the infinite kingdom of your spiritual liberation. It's your birthright. It belongs to you. I'm going to be sharing with you shortly some techniques that will help you become completely conscious and aware. While you sleep, the door will open up and you will go, oh my God, I am truly conscious of this virtual reality. That when times before, I would wake up and simply remember a movie I watched, and I couldn't engage because as soon as I tried to, I woke up and remembered I had a dream. Player one, put your quarter in the arcade machine. Things are not what they seem. I will give you some techniques that will, if you practice them, you will see. My name is Keith Anthony Blanchard. Yanava. What is Yanava? Ya is the heart, God, will, power, passion. Na is a clear mind. No mind. Rather. Discernment, reason, right action. The discernment of what right action is. And Va is the backbone to take that right action and anchor it, manifest it. Live your life fully. Get in there and make a sandwich. Hello, Zida. Gonna be right back. Some Lavender Soul. I am going to play this one by Lavender Soul because I'm looking for a song that represents dreams or dreaming kind of thing. A A divine lover will do it. It could be your partner in life. It could be your mother or father in spirit, a great grandmother, whatever. Your divine lover. Something celestial that you beckon, that you beseech, that you call to and say, help me to understand fully from soul to bones what it's like to be you on the level that you exist. Divine lover.
I will be with you always until the end of time. You will never be alone. I am.
Days, I feel you there beside me. All of my lives, all through my days, I've seen places far away. Wondering just when, time and again, I have come to know you. Wondering just when, time and again, you are there beside me. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me know
It is my will that you know me. I will not hide my love from you. You create your reality and every moment by your own perceptions, your judgments, actions. Peace is a state of mind. Bliss is a state of heart. Heaven is a state of being.
deep in my heart, I know you're there. I can always feel you guiding my life to see the light that will lead me to the truth. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. For you are my mother,
My soul.
my divine lover. I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me live.
I hope you guys are ready to have some funnage. I am. If you want, please take this time to go grab a pencil and paper, pen and paper. Stick yourself with a needle and write it in your blood. Make it sacred. Whatever you need to do. Please take this time to do that. I'm going to give you some instructions and some things to gather, collect. ideas that you can use to help you move into becoming Ready Player One. Because simply,
Access granted.
everyone has access to this level of spiritual liberation, the playground of the cosmos, really. So grab that pencil and paper. I'm going to do a few things while you do that. Welcome to Center of Light Reboot. Dream Workstation. Creating a dream workstation. So if you're ready or not, you can always back up to 34 minutes into this presentation. So I want to give you some tricks, treats, enhancements, ideas that will help you to become conscious in your sleep experience. Vitamin B6. Let me tell you about vitamin B6. Thank you, Keith. You're welcome. Vitamin B6. Go to Walgreens, Walmart, anywhere you can get some vitamin B6. And you don't have to get the most expensive stuff. You don't need quality, so to speak, vitamin B6. Just go get some vitamin B6. The cheapest stuff you can find, it's all the same thing. So you're writing it down. Vitamin B6. You want 100 milligrams. Keith, are you a doctor prescribing me drugs? I'm open. I'm bringing you to a door. I want you to soar. Vitamin B6, 100 milligrams. It's 4, 5, 6, whatever bucks. You can afford it. For a month, if you want this level of reality, you will find something else and shave it off your life and use the money, if your money or your funds are that tight, for this opportunity. Vitamin B6, 100 milligrams. Depending on your body size, first of all, do the research yourself. I am not a doctor, but I am a physician. I'm a metaphysician. Do your research. Vitamin B6, what is the allowance per day? Even do your research. Look up how much vitamin B6 can be. I don't know how much, but I just know it's not toxic. And the first night, depending on your body size, I say the first night, regardless of your size, unless you're puny like me, but punier than me, take 3. 3. Before you go to bed, eat your food, drink your water. Before you go to bed, I am offering this. Let me put it this way. This is what I do. Now, what you do with that from that point is yours. A disclaimer. Vitamin B6 I take. 100 milligrams the first night. Before bed, 30 minutes before bed. Keith Blanchard goes to sleep, and Ready Player One goes. I become not remembering a dream that happened to me last night. I become conscious and lucid in the experience itself. So, second night, skip. Third night, take 1. Skip a couple of nights, because it stores in your fat. Skip a couple of 3 nights. When you have a night that goes by that you don't have an experience, go back to maybe 2. 1. You will feel it out. You will feel out your regimen. Idea number 2. Dream Leaf Lucid Dream Enhancement. I interviewed Connor Southworth quite a few years ago, and then recent years ago, about his product called Dream Leaf Dream Enhancement. And they have a sense of humor. I wish I had my pills. It's a red pill and a blue pill. And you take this one, and then you take that one in different hours of the day. The first time I did it, I saw my deceased mother, my deceased sister, my deceased godfather, and my brother was in queue waiting to talk to me, and something happened and I woke up. It works. Hello, Kelly. Here's another technique. Fill your vessel with life life-giving water. Before you go to bed, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, great-grandmother, that which means anything at all, whatever your name is, I am asking, I accept, allow, and appreciate, and so it is, that this water become infused with absolute consciousness, whatever level I am operating, and you drink the water. You add all these to your regimen and watch what happens to you. It simply opens up. In this level, this reality of rebooting yourself is a workstation, a place to play, to figure things out. Do your best to become so conscious that you know you have a body laying on a bed, however many gazillions of miles away, or not, because it's all in your locale anyway. Test yourself. Jump off of a cliff. You're not going to die. You're going to wake up. When you hit the cliff, you're going to wake up because you're going to have the aha. And in one way, you're going to wake up and go, oh my God, the saying is not true. I truly woke up. And in that waking up, you will find yourself conscious and present and ready to engage in the virtual reality world. This is what spiritual liberation is. Sort of like the Matrix, sort of like an arcade. Ways into playing with consciousness. Everyone does this every night. Some people don't remember. They're just not interested. Some people don't believe it, so it shuts the door. Everyone goes out, rather in, to learn, to grow, to refine, to experience, to expand. That's the way it is. So here we go. Now I want to help you erect your dream workstation. When I was 15 years old, I had a sister 2 years older than me who had a condition called Friedreich's ataxia. Basically, it's like muscular dystrophy of the nervous system. Her nervous system was deteriorating. And my father, bless his beautiful human soul, still alive, beautiful man, can cook like it ain't nobody's business. Wanted to do anything, was willing to do anything, did everything he could. Whatever miracle, whatever snake oil, he didn't care to see my sister well. And he introduced us to Silva mind control. This is very much like remote viewing. And in this Silva mind control, I got to skip school, yay! But they taught us these techniques, these ways of using the mind versus the mind using the mind to become free versus the mind using you to be a slave. It's a neutral point. But it requires the spirit and the consciousness of ourself to be able to understand that the mind is truly simply a lens. It's simply a lens. It's just a lens. Sort of like this beautiful lens you see here. This sphere, my dear. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's what the mind is. The mind can have a whole bunch of knuckleheaded nonsense in it, and that light, the Ya, shines through the mind. We get what we ask for consciously or unconsciously. So when the mind is clear, the light of God shines through purely, and purely life begins to happen. When there's knuckleheaded music in there, all we hear is angry thrash metal, and the monkey's getting exactly what he wants. So Silva Mind Control taught my family how to basically remote view and to use the mind for what it was intended to do. 15 years old, I went through a week training. I want to share that training with you in short. Ready? Oh, you ready, player one? Again, I love having fun, so we're going to go here.
Access granted.
You've already put your quarter in the machine, in the arcade of your life. We're going to do a meditation. If you're interested, if you're serious to get out of delirious, I ask you, if you want to, close your eyes. And if people are around you and you feel a little haunt, say, everyone stop what you're doing, put your cell phones down, turn the TV off, or hit pause, and come over here and sit next to me. Is what you could do, should do. Would you do that? Regardless, make sure that you do that. Shut the world outside down. Close your eyes. Open your eye. Close your eyes, open your eye, open your mind, open your heart. Go to that place. You know where it is from the very start. You've never been apart from that yourself. You've never have. So there's no effort to go into meditation. If you're efforting to go into meditation, you will never reach meditation because you are efforting. Simply just close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths like you want something beyond anything you've ever had. Close your eyes. Breathe. Allow your breath to remind you of your favorite food on your tongue and palate. Take it in. Oh my God, could my breath taste so sweet or so savory? Of course it can. You're the director of your dream workstation. So work, dear one, and station yourself in the possibility that may seem fanciful to you in this moment. Reality always starts with fantasy. Hello, Star Trek. Hello, Star Wars. Hello, the one thing you tried to create for many years and now you made it happen. Close your eyes. Breathe. This was the silver mind control method that was given to me. I'm given to you. Close your eyes. Sit there in the nothing for a moment. Just sit there. I will be quiet. Sit there in the nothing for a moment. Even get out of imagination. Don't think. Don't presume. Go further into nothing. And now in that nothing, I want to imagine yourself sitting at your dream workstation. It could look like mine, very sci-fi. It could look like a computer with waterfalls on it as wallpaper. It could look, whatever is at your station. But I do want you to visualize a workstation, be it a computer monitor, whatever. A place where you sit in your spiritual office where you conduct all of your conscious affairs. You design it how you want. A couple of candles on it, pictures of your loved one, maybe a computer. Just whatever you need, pen and paper. Just whatever you need at your workstation to conduct your conscious affairs. Your love affairs with the universe, God, spirit, planet, people. See that workstation. Make it real. Touch it. Move the mouse around if you have a computer. Whatever it is you're doing, you're fixing the pictures of your loved ones because it's a little dusty and you dust. Whatever it is you're doing, sit at your workstation. Be with your workstation. This is what my special room looks like. You do this every night before you go to bed. This is what my room looks like. But to your right, there's an elevator that suddenly appears. An elevator, yes. And the floors go as high as they need to be. But you know that as you look to your right in this meditation, you see the elevator light, implying that someone is coming down, floor after floor after floor. And when you sit in your office, when the elevator door opens up, you know you will be looking at them because they're going to be right there at your right. So imagine something from the higher ups is coming down floor after floor into your experience. And you can see it happening. Ding, ding, ding. Floor number 10, 9, 8. Floor number 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And the door opens up, and as you are looking at the elevator door to see who is coming out of it, who and or what is the first male and female energy you see? Write it down. Don't judge it. Don't fight it. Don't try to explain it away and go for a second option. Don't do that. Write the first male and female you see in the open door of the elevator waiting to greet you. Write it down. Open your eyes, stay in the meditation, open-eyed, but write it down. Or stay in the meditation and remember it and write it down later. As soon as you write it down, close your eyes, go back into that groove, back into the energy, back into the experience. Breathe to help remember you there. Get back into, you're at your workstation, your dream workstation. You saw the lights change in signifying 10, floor number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And the elevator door opens up and you see the first male and female energy. Remember it and write it down later. But who are they? Don't judge it, don't doubt it, don't try to give it a second try to change because you don't like what you got. Don't do that. That's not fair to you. When I did this exercise, keep your eyes closed. My male was Humpty Dumpty, I don't know why. And my female was Dale Evans from the Roy Rogers series of the late 40s and 50s. I don't know why. I do know why, but anyway, stay in the meditation. You have a question about your life or about anything simply that you want to know. That it's okay for you to know, for your benefit. You ask your two guides, whoever that male and female is, whatever the answer is that they give you, you follow without a doubt, in and out, all about. Whoever your male and female guide is, you leave it alone and you accept it. Because it showed up in a way that your mind understands, comprehends, and is able to use in a reasonable fashion as to why those two actually showed up to you in the first place. Why did they just simply show up for you without effort? So you can't second guess that, because that creates effort, as if you're trying to undo something that has already been done, that is aligned for you. So as you look into the elevator, you see your male and female guide, and you accept what they offer to you. You do this every night before you go to bed. Take a few deep breaths. Allow that workstation to be there. It's where you play. It's where you govern the affairs of your office, your life. It will always be there. You can change the decor and the graceful ambiance how you choose, or the feng shui of it all, here and there. But just know that's there for you. Open your eyes. When I was 15 years old, I learned this technique. Come Friday night, the teachers of this seminar said, we're going to demonstrate how this works. And they had a fishbowl full of index cards from people all over the world with God knows what conditions. So the teachers themselves put their hand in the fishbowl and pulled out a card and said, John Doe is from, pulls out a card. It's been many years since I've been 15. Pulls out a card and asks one of the other teachers to go into what they call level. I brought you into level. I brought you into meditation. That's called level. Just go into level. I'm leveling off. So he asked another teacher to go into level, and he did. And he said, tell me what's wrong with this person whose card I'm looking at that describes their illness or condition. And my dad's going, oh my God, I actually paid money for this. And then he says, you're going to do this too, shortly. So they taught us how to do the same technique I just taught you. My mom, when we were done, got back to our room or hotel, or actually our house, because it happened in my city, my town in South Louisiana. Said, who wants to go first? And of course, Keith says, ooh, me, Mr. Potter, me, Mr. Potter, ooh, Mr. Cotter. So my mom said, Keith, go into level. So I went to level. My mom pulls out a card and says, Keith, do you know Richard, whatever his last name was? And gave me the destination and the target. Let's call it Richard Doe from sunny California, 47 years old. Can you tell me what's wrong with him, Keith? Go into level. I went to level. Without a doubt, I saw my workstation. My counselors, Humpty Dumpty and Dale Evans, came down from the elevator. They opened the door and I said, what's wrong with Richard Doe from sunny California? And they said, in a way I understood at 15 years old, they showed me a bubble on his heart, because in the class they taught you the first three things that blink in your mind's eye is what's wrong with said person. So my mom said, Keith, go in a level. And I said, the first thing that she goes, what do you see on your screen? And I saw the heart blinking and I saw a bubble on the heart. And I said, this man has a bubble on his heart. I didn't know what that meant. I just said he has a bubble on his heart. Anything else? I said, yes. I saw the brain flashing. This man, and I said, it looks like his brain is being eaten up by acid. Like someone took acid and poured it on his brain. She wrote it down. Anything else? And I said, something else. Come to find out, when I came out of level, Richard Doe from sunny California had a bubble on his heart. He had an aneurysm. He also had syphilis that never was treated, and he was beginning to deteriorate his brain because of how it works. I did this 4 or 5 times. My parents did this with my sister Cindy about my uncle, who was immediately rushed to the hospital. Nailed it completely. This is a way of moving into the dream world, your liberation, effortlessly. Silver mind control is truly a different way of calling it remote viewing. So what I brought, taught, shared with you is simply a way of navigating into the realms of what you are. It's not effort. Call up your guides. Yes, you may have spirit guides named Dora Lee and Seti and all these cosmic names and these starseed names. That's cool, and you do have those. But for whatever reason, in a psychological manner, these two psychologically, not spiritually as spiritual guides, which are no different, but psychologically in a way that we understand it, is your male and female energy, counterpoints, your aspects of yourself. Hi, Heather. Remember, I said earlier, Sadhguru says, when you can enter the dream world and not lose consciousness, in other words, I'm going to sleep, I'm at my workstation, My guides are here. I don't have to ask them a question and say, instead, just simply say, I'm ready. Take me on a journey, an excursion, an experience. And they say, sure, and they may give you a piece of advice. You follow it. Because you don't have to know where you want to go, because they will, as your guide, say, on another level that you don't understand yet, we want to take you to a different reality that happened 2,000 whatever years ago in Russia, because whatever it is. And you go there and you become so hyper-lucid. Wow. Sadhguru says when you can enter the dream world and not lose consciousness from when you fall asleep, it will help you when you die. Right? It's about the smooth transition that we did not have earlier, when my video, as everyone said, was so choppy. Hence, paradoxically, ironically, tonight's presentation is Center of Light, Reboot. I had to reboot 3 times tonight. So all is on point. Now I'm going to move us into a video of Shunya Murti, a new spiritual teacher. I'm in love with this human being's energy. What's up, Puerto Rico? I love you. It's good to see you back. Shunya Murti. If you can look at these candles, these because they're amber in color, there's a soft glow he emits. He's infused. He has integrated, and he allows it to use him. Listen to his words. Hear his words. Listen to what he does not say. You will find yourself immediately at your workstation. So when you hear him, feel him, be with him. When you fall into that space of his musical, melodious, divine voice, imagine you're sitting at your workstation, because that is what your workstation is going to feel like when you sit at it consciously. Oh my God, I am sitting on spiritual space shuttle dynamite. This is what belongs to you. The question simply becomes, do you want it? I do. Shunya Murti, hear him, listen to him, be with him. In so doing, you will be with yourself, which is that very soft glow of spiritual light. That is your divine birthright. I will see you shortly. Keith Anthony Blanchard, Yanava.
Is your consciousness in the world, or is the world in your consciousness? The situation can shift, like in those optical illusions where you can see a vase or 2 people face to face, and it can shift back and forth. But when you recognize that it is at least equally true that the world appears in your consciousness, and that you are therefore beyond the world, transcendent of the world, that is simply an appearance of apparent activity of forms moving in apparent space and time, observed from a changeless point of view, then there is much greater detachment and peace and humor in all that is being observed. And nothing touches you because you are inherently beyond what is being observed. And when it is recognized that the world is an appearance in your consciousness, it is the equivalent of a dream, to be interpreted, but not to be enmeshed in. And to recognize that whatever is being perceived is simply a reflection of forces, powers, energies that emerge from within you as the perceiver. And in that recognition that you are not of the world at all, and only apparently in it when the optical illusion shifts, enables a change, a freedom to be in the world when that apparent perception shifts in a state of freedom, rather than enmeshed in the causality of an apparent past or future tied to the world of appearance, but always free as that emptiness that can intervene in the appearance of space-time without having been predetermined by any past events. And without any inherent identification with any being that appears in the dream of the world. And therefore with full freedom to express the truth, the love, the wisdom of your inherent self that is untouched by fear or desire. For once perceived as a dream, there is no desire to enter into the dreaming, but to remain lucid as the one who perceives the dream from an awakened state. It is this practice of perceiving the world as a dream that is an appearance within consciousness, rather than falling into the illusion of your being a conscious actor within the world, that enables a new kind of energy and understanding to enter into the character that you have apparently been playing in that dream drama. And you are no longer forced to play a role or a script that was given to that character, because now you enter into it with freedom as a kind of walk-in to your own body, without any past history determining your thoughts or your actions. But you can come into the body and the world and activity with a clean slate, as an avatar, as a being of light, fearless, and with the power of love and truth motivating you, without any desire to gain anything within the dream, because you need nothing except to remain awakened. Because being awakened, you are fully empowered. But if you fall asleep and enter into the dream believing you are a creature within it, you will have lost your power. You will be determined by the other. And so for true independence and liberation from the demands of the other, the collective fears of the world, the collective blindness and ignorance of the world. It is imperative for the sake of your own happiness and for the sake of being of service to those who remain asleep within the dream, unaware of their own liberated nature, to awaken them simply through being uncannily different from anything they may have expected you to be, based on some past history of interaction. Because you are no longer identified with that character from the past, you are now able to act with indeterminacy in a way that is uncaused by any of the forces within the dream. And thus you can bring to bear a level of consciousness, empowerment, and wisdom that is undiminished by the projections of the other, untouched, unaffected by how others are reacting to the character that you seem to be playing in the dream. It becomes irrelevant. But the dream itself becomes your work of art, which can be subtly shifted every time you respond with freedom, with love, with peace and serenity, when the other would expect you to be upset or agitated or submissive or in some way reactive to the provocations of an ego, making demands or feeling neediness or feeling desire, but are able to remain unmoved in stillness that radiates power and compassion, that offers light, and that offers the gift of freedom to every being to awaken as you have. And that is our function as Sat Yogis, simply that. Remain awakened. Do not fall back into the dream, asleep to your real nature as pure awareness. Do not lose touch with the source of wisdom, of power, of truth, of love within you. Do not be reactive. Do not give in to memories that the character has of traumas that produce fight or flight mechanisms within its ego structure. But now you are able to manually override the automaticity of emotional reactivity of the ego and respond from that place of true greatness, true spiritual power that is able to bend and to dance and to swerve and to accommodate and to harmonize without need to resist and oppose and contract and fall into a kind of reactivity that makes you one down in the situation because it has created a loss of freedom. But to remain always above, on the lotus throne of pure consciousness, from which one has the luxury of responding with peace, with serenity, and with sharing that gift of dispassion, of freedom to be all that you are, not some limited version of yourself, but your infinite self that is without desire or need or fear, because you have already gone beyond the dream of being a creature that functions from lack, and already beyond the chains of language and of the mind that is enmeshed within the scenarios and melodramas of that dream world. But by coming afresh from the world of light, from the world beyond the dream in which you truly live and abide, you remain free to transform the dream itself into a manifestation of God's most holy sense of humor and of joy, and recognize that same free awareness in every being, that same capacity for love, that same radiance, that same fullness, that same understanding that unites us in a holy communion, regardless of how the ego characters in the dream seem to be relating. Even if they are in an argument, suddenly a new energy enters that can laugh at the entire scenario and not be taken in by that black comedy that may be playing out. And suddenly a shaft of light changes everything. And you are the source of those beams of light that change everything in your life, and therefore change everything in your world that is your dream. And the changes that you are able to make by intervening from a place of freedom, even in some micro interaction of seemingly small importance, cascades outward, because everyone affected by some uncanny event of meeting a being who resides in freedom produces a response of freedom within them that then cascades out in their next interaction and changes in an uncanny way the trajectory of destiny that has now had an added point of energy and love and truth that had not existed in the dream before, that suddenly explodes all the chains of cause and effect and allows that instant of freedom to augment and grow and expand until the potential of freedom to break every chain of past causality, of suffering because of one's belief in causality, enables the unraveling of all the karmic knots that tie this dream together in its deadlock of inevitability heading toward catastrophe, and gives the opportunity for a collective redreaming from that space of freedom through the awakening of all the beings within the field of that morphic resonance, such that the power of love, of wisdom, of truth that enters into the field of the phenomenal plane changes the trajectory of time and space itself and curves the space back toward a new age of love, of light, an age of truth, in which all beings remain aware of our transcendent nature as eternal, luminous, loveful presence. It is a simple matter of not forgetting that you are always already outside the dream, not trapped within it. And simply through that knowledge, the dream begins to morph at this very moment. And not only does everything shift within the plane of your sensory circle of awareness, but all of those whom you may think about in relationships with those who are not physically present shift because the mind waves of those relations change. And even without any encounter on the physical plane, those relations morph into relationships of freedom rather than bondage. Because you are no longer the same being in your own mind, and the being that you are in your mind determines the being who interacts in the phenomenal plane. And the beings whom you interact with are no longer the same beings because you recognize them as manifestations of the same freedom and love and eternal light. And therefore everything shifts in your entire world, whether present or absent from the immediate surroundings. And the entirety of the simulation, the hologram that this is, begins to function from a new operating principle that delivers the dream from its nightmaric shadow side, its fear side, its lower death drive that wants to pull it into deeper agony, and instead draws it magnetically upward into greater ecstasy. It is that transformation that is a simple result of our detachment from identification as a creature in the dream to realizing our status as a dreamer. That changes the dream forever into a pilgrimage of consciousness toward its own fulfillment, its own collective enlightenment, its own revelation of divinity. Nothing need be done except to be free, to be empty of identification, to be empty of an egoic sense of subjectivity, to be empty of chains of attachment, to be free, and to act with that freedom fearlessly and bring a new kind of beauty into the world of an unprecedented nature that cannot be categorized or characterized or limited in its extent or its power. Because you are unlimited. You are the God Self. You are the manifestation of love and truth. And therefore, that power can intervene in every moment through your simple awareness of the true nature of reality. That is your dream to remain awake within and beyond and transform its very nature to bring that fullness of joy that reflects the bliss of the God self into the hearts of every character in the dream. Because every character in the dream is yourself.
Access granted.
I am truly blown away. The light he emits, emotes, bruh. It does something to me. It done something to many of you. And for those who watch this presentation, at least this part of it, in the future, in that now moment, you will be moved and there's nothing you can do about it. You may not like it because it takes you beyond your comfort zone. Good. You're ready, player one. Thank you for joining me. Center of Light Reboot into Consciousness. Sadhguru says, when you can fall asleep, truly fall. Don't try to go to sleep. You will effort. I need to go to sleep. You won't work. It won't work. You will not be successful. Literally fall asleep. Say Jesus, 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 Jesus. Om Sri Saram Guru Devadatta. Whatever your child's name, just stay with it. Before you intend to go to sleep, in your meditation and your prayer, go to your workstation, your spiritual office, but there's an elevator, and your two guides, your male and female aspect, whoever they are, will descend. Ask them a question. They'll give you an answer. Believe it. I done this when I was 15 years old. Very successful. An alternate word for remote viewing. We all remote view. From our remote location, we try to envision and view our lives in greater aspects. And so therefore we strive towards fulfilling those inspirations and those visions. Do we not? Sometimes we get lost and we go unconscious, and it always brings about trouble. Unconsciousness always breeds trouble. Consciousness can only breed bliss. From my bestseller, Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, I'm going to read a small excerpt and then I'm going to hang out with my kitty cat. I'm in a dialogue with Spirit. Tonight is Center of Light Reboot, Dream Workstation. Spirit and I's dialogue about dreams, reality. And I asked the question, why do I only have these way out experiences when I'm sleeping and not when I am awake? Spirit says, because during sleep you use the very awareness of your body that you need to stay in it. And because as long as you are sleeping, you cannot be lured into the temptations of the external world that your mind and your body crave. And then I respond, sometimes I have dreams that are, this is very important. Stay with that. Very important. I say, sometimes I have dreams that it seems so real that I wake up thinking I was actually there. And Spirit continues forth, you were. And I say, I was? If you were not there, Keith, where were you? But aren't dreams just metaphors for something else? And Spirit says, and your life on earth is not? And I say, I see your point. Keith, you think you are dreaming right now. You may think just because your physical eyes are open that you are awake. But even while they are open, there is a part of you that still sleeps. And I say, this dream versus reality thing is still confusing me. And Spirit continues, I shall effort to clear it up then. When you have a dream, it is a dream, and at the same time, it is not. In your waking state of consciousness, when everything seems to be tangible, that too is a dream. The reality is that both provide you with experiences that are integral for your growth. The dichotomy is that since both are dreams dreamed from my mind, everything in your waking state and sleeping life is an illusion as well as real. And I respond by asking this question. I understand that, but if I'm faced with two scenarios, how can I decide which one is higher and which one is lower? Spirit continues, your ability to differentiate between the two is what makes one more real than the other. The one that you decide is a closer representation of me, Spirit, is the higher reality. The other is more likely to be the illusion or the lower reality. But very important, but keep in mind this is only relative, because the decision between higher and lower can vary from person to person. And even though you deem something to be either real or illusory, again, very important, do not lose sight of the real truth, italics, that God is the dreamer behind both. Remember this, and the you that sleeps with your eyes open will awaken one day to truly see my reality. Last night, I had 3 dogs maul me. After 3 attempts of running away and waking up in sweats, because I have a fear of dogs. But I'm doing something about it. 4th attempt, sleeping, they were still there. And I realized I'm only in this dream parallel to work shit out. And I decided I'm going to work shit out. And I became aware of myself on a body, knowing that in this dream experience, I will wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be fine. So I jumped off the cliff. The high diving board said, I'm not going to resist and try to fight or run away from these dogs. Do what you got to do, because you cannot affect me. I am not only invincible, I am becoming invisible in my invincibility. And as soon as I let it happen, it was gone. I shift to a higher level of reality. So what is truly real? We always hear about wanting our dreams to become realized. Well, last night, I realized in that dream what simply is real. It's not that dog or those bears or those cougars or everything that happens in dream world to affect me. I'm getting there. I'm crossing dimensions. I'm opening doors. This can be yours. It's really up to you. And here's the thing. The more you get your groove on, you gain a momentum behind you. So it doesn't seem like work anymore. In fact, it gets so good and delicious and juicy, it's pushing you so far beyond what you understand until one day you realize where you now are from where it's motivated you and momentum you into. Oh my God, this has completely changed. This was part 1 of a 3-installment presentation featuring Shanya Murti about dreams. It's going to go deep. Rolling in the deep. It's good to see you, my peeps. Yanava, I love you beyond measure. Take care of yourself. Do what you love. What else do you have? There's nothing else. When we do what we love, we align with love itself. When we do what we love ongoingly, eternally, there is no more birth and death. Just eternal life. We're living in love. Love, glee, joy, sharing. This is what Shanya Murti said. And we join in a greater capacity of collective love. And we all lift to a place of collective consciousness. It belongs to you. It belongs to me. It belongs to we. God bless thee. You are loved beyond measure. I'll see you soon. Part 2. Friday night. Part 2. See you soon. Tomorrow night on Center of Light Radio, the return of Center of Light Radio is Susan Plunkett, and we're going to be talking about Mission from Venus, her new bestseller. I'll see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Center of Light Radio. Center of Light Online Radio. Color. In living color.